Get a close look at a certified replica of the original Shroud of Turin at the most famous burial of all time, the Shroud of Turin exhibit at the National Museum of Funeral History. Learn about the history of the Shroud of Turin at a permanent exhibit, featuring a certified 14-foot linen cloth copy of the shroud from the Archdiocese of Turin, Italy, at the National Museum of Funeral History. The replica was printed on linen using authentic 1st-century techniques and gifted to the Archdiocese of Galveston, Houston for display at the museum. The most famous burial of all time, the Shroud of Turin exhibit shares the confirmed facts about the shroud and allows visitors to draw their own conclusions about the identity of the man of the shroud. The striking cloth is also accompanied by displays illustrating how the shroud is consistent with known 1st-century Jewish burial practices. The National Museum of Funeral History is a secular setting that provides the opportunity to share the facts and information about the shroud with a broad cross-section of Houstonians and museum visitors. The most famous burial of all time, the Shroud of Turin. The Shroud of Turin is an ancient linen cloth that holds a mysterious image of a scourged and crucified man. It's widely regarded as the most scientifically studied artifact in history, yet no one has been able to explain how the mysterious image was formed. The wounds of the man of the shroud are consistent with the biblical narrative of the suffering and death of Jesus Christ. More about the National Museum of Funeral History. Founded in 1992 and boasting America's largest collection of authentic historical funeral service items in 19 permanent exhibits, the National Museum of Funeral History, NMFH, is a fascinating exploration of science, culture and history. Visitors can learn about hearses through history, caskets and coffins, plus the funerals of U.S. presidents and Catholic popes, celebrities and the history of embalming and cremation, while witnessing the cultural heritage of the funeral service industry and its time-honored tradition of compassion. Open 7 days a week, excluding major holidays. The museum is a testament to the cultural heritage of the funeral service industry and its time-honored tradition of compassion. Explore and learn more about the National Museum of Funeral History. Plan your in-person visit, or take a virtual tour. The most famous burial of all time, the Shroud of Turin exhibit at the National Museum of Funeral History. Admission. Included with museum admission, which is $15. $12 for veterans and ages 55 plus, $7 for ages 6 to 11, free for ages 5 and under. Order museum entry tickets in advance or learn more. The most famous burial of all time, the Shroud of Turin, is a permanent exhibition at NMFH. Photo courtesy of the National Museum of Funeral History. This article has been sponsored by the event organizer. Per our advertising and sponsorship policy, we only accept sponsored content from organizations that meet our editorial standards and truly present a valuable activity, event, resource or destination for residents and visitors across the greater Houston area. Advertising revenue helps support 365 Things to Do in Houston and our contributors, allowing us to expand our coverage of activities and events around the Houston area. Learn more about promoting your event or business.